Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 129 of the Childless Not by Choice podcast. My name is Civilla Morgan. My mission is to recognize and speak to childless not by choice women and men around the world, reminding you that you can live a joyful, relevant, fulfilled, childless not by choice life. I also welcome you if you are not childless not by choice. Maybe you did not want children. Maybe you have children. Thank you for tuning in. I would like to take a moment here to thank the people who send me money every month, my patrons, my Patreon patrons. Your contributions help pay my podcast producer, my podcast host, Zoom. When I interview most of my guests, I use Zoom, my website manager. So thank you very much. There's a lot going on behind the scenes and every penny is put to work. So thank you very much. If you are not yet a patron and would like to join in, visit patreon.com/childless not by choice to set up your monthly contribution for as little as $5 per month. No matter your giving level, I have a gift for you, so be sure to leave your address. It is secure in the Patreon platform. If you prefer, you can also give via PayPal. You can find me there at booksbycivillamorgan@gmail.com. That's booksbycivillamorgan@gmail.com. Thanks again to all of my patrons. I think I'm up to 5 patrons right now, so thank you all very much. Well, I have a really cool surprise for you. I reached out to several women from around the world and asked them to talk to us about how they manage Mother's Day. Now, if you've been listening to me for any amount of time, you know that I prefer to use the word manage and not the word cope, because I always feel like cope means like we're just barely hanging on, And I feel like manage helps us, even mentally probably, to realize that we can do this. We can handle the fact that life did not work out for us the way we expected, but we can manage it. Anyway, each woman had 3 minutes to tell us about themselves, what they do on Mother's Day, what they do to manage Mother's Day, and how you can follow them on their platforms. Yes, that's right. I know you enjoy hearing my voice. Many of you have told me so. It's humbling to hear how this podcast helps you manage your childless not by choice life episode after episode. And you know what? I hope I can continue to add value to your journey. In other words, I hope you will continue listening. But the ladies you are about to hear from, well, I follow or have had some interaction with all of them, well, except for one. So I want you to hear their voices because I feel they are adding a great deal of value to the childless not by choice community on a global level. I'll be back to close out the episode, so don't leave after you've heard the last person. Wait just another moment and I will be right back.
Hi listeners, I'm Bindisha Shah and I offer meditation classes for childless not by choice. For me, Mother's Day is a nurturing day. It's nourishing myself and caring for myself. So even though I am childless, not by choice, I can also feel the extra nurturement there is around this day. I actually find the build-up to Mother's Day more challenging than the actual day. There are a lot of advertisements, a lot of talk about the day, and I manage this by limiting my time online and also increasing my self-care. So about 2 to 3 weeks before the actual day, I make sure that I'm doing more meditation, more reading, more walks, anything really which nurtures me and is for my self-care. On the actual day and the day after, I try to completely stay off social media. There are a lot of Mother's Day's posts in these 2 days. So if I stay off both days, then I actually miss everything. So for the day itself then, I start with an earlier walk than usual. By doing this, I can enjoy the walk more as it's quieter and not so busy with families. A self-care ritual I absolutely love and is so perfect for this nurturing day is a luxurious bath with bath oil and bubbles and a good book to read or a podcast to listen to. I really love it. I take my time and completely savor it. It's fabulous. If you're interested in meditating more and in classes which are especially designed for childless not by choice, then do contact me at bindishah.com or on Instagram at Letters to My Soul. Love to you on this day and make it special for yourself.
Hello, my name is Karen Enfield, and I am the Operations Director for Gateway Women, an organisation that is passionate and compassionate about the lives and futures of childless women. We run a global online membership community where childless women can connect in a private space. I am nearly 9 years into my childless journey, and whilst I used to hide under the duvet on Mother's Day, feeling sorry for myself and angry with the world for being so full of mothers, something has shifted for me. By doing my grief work, I have learned to be more compassionate and kinder to myself. I have even renamed the day and now call it Others' Day so that I can celebrate me on that day too. I nurture myself by buying a big bunch of flowers just for me, turning off my social media channels and practice self-care. I have also set clear boundaries with my family members for when I go and visit my mother on that day. I love her dearly and I'm happy to celebrate her whilst keeping a close eye on my own needs as well. Everyone in my circle now knows that when I say that I'm leaving, I have reached my limit and need to prioritize my self-care. No questions asked. This has been really useful for both my family and for me and has taken away any awkwardness around it. Gateway Women organizes free live webinars for childless women on Mother's Day. And for this webinar, I will be joined by Jodie, the founder of Gateway Women and author of the book Living the Life Unexpected. And together with 2 members of Team Gateway USA, we will be talking about how we cope with Mother's Day. For more information on Gateway Women, our online community and the webinars, go to our website www.gateway-women.com or look us up on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Gateway Women. Happy Others' Day. A big hug from me, Karen. Bye.
My name is Nikki Fletcher and I'm the founder or creator of Canbase, which is spelt CANBACE. It stands for creating a new, beautiful and courageous existence. Canbase started out as a search for an alternative to using the words childless or child-free, which were forcing me to focus on my grief. I wanted to focus on the more positive aspects of my life instead. The ethos of Canbase is now the central core to everything I do as I move towards healing and acceptance. Like many of us, I do find Mother's Day particularly difficult, not least when people kindly suggest that I focus on my mother and celebrating her day. Because unfortunately, my mother was killed in very horrific circumstances in 1993. This was over a decade before I realised that I couldn't have children of my own. It is so hard to join in the celebrations when you are in the midst of 2 different types of grief. Fortunately, I did have a solution at my disposal. In 2002, I qualified as a life coach and realised that I had access to a range of tools that could help me navigate the triggers of Mother's Day.
Over the years, I have collected together the ones I find easiest to use and which are most beneficial when facing triggering situations. I call these 6 tools the Can-Based Life Survival Kit. They include a deep breathing exercise and a way of tapping into more positive and calm emotions when you are at risk of being overwhelmed by an emotional hijack. One of my favorites is the "get me out of here now" technique that is useful in so many triggering situations. You can get free access to the survival kit at www.canbaselife.com. I want to finish with a message of hope. Whilst these tools may not help you, there will be others that do make the triggers associated with Mother's Day easier to navigate. My hope is that you find what works for you soon so that you can create your new, beautiful, and courageous existence.
Hey, fabulous ones. Brandy Lytle, founder of Not So Mommy and creator of the olive green Childless Not by Choice Awareness Ribbon here. I want to thank Civilla for inviting me to share about how I manage around Mother's Day. Despite the fact that I am in year 8 of accepting a childless, not by choice life, and have been able to find the bright sides to a childless life, May is a particularly triggering and difficult month for me, as I know it is for many childless women. Several strategies that I use to help manage the wobbles during this month. Well, one, I always send cards to my mom and grandmas. Depending on time and my emotional state, I've also sent cards to friends who have littles, my aunts, and a friend who I met when we hosted our foreign exchange student. I also spend extra time offering support at Not So Mommy in May. I often write extra blogs and post more inspirational sayings on social media. While I hope this helps others as they manage May, it also helps me, as blogging is a type of journaling for me. I find writing extremely cathartic, and I encourage you to write out your thoughts and emotions as a way to process through them. On Mother's Day, well, that Sunday, I focus on myself and my non-traditional little family. Since adopting Maddie, our fur baby, in 2013, I've really tried to redefine Mother's Day. My husband usually makes me a special breakfast, my favorite, of pancakes and sausage. He always buys me a card. I take photos with Maddie. Basically, we celebrate my dog mom role. Some years, I feel completely empowered and joyful, and I really enjoy the day. Other years, I wobble, and I feel like an imposter. But no matter my feelings, I try to be gracious with myself, realizing that having a wobble or even a full-blown grief attack does not mean I'm not healing. It just means I'm experiencing human emotions, and I should allow myself to feel whatever I'm feeling, embrace it, so I can heal, redefine, and move forward. And finally, I pray. A lot. I thank God for my life, and I ask Him to help me focus on all that is good in my world. I truly hope you are able to manage this May without too many wobbles. Please visit notsomommy.com. There are over 300 blogs there and lots of other resources to help you on your journey to redefining. Also, you can connect with me, Brandy Lytle, and the Not So Mommy community on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.
Hi, my name is Rafi Wagner. I am the host of the Not a Mama Life podcast. I am a woman that is childless by choice or child-free. And what I do on Mother's Day is, one, honor my mother and my grandmothers who have passed. I take time to celebrate my choice of being childless, child-free. But I definitely hold space for and recognize and honor those women who have had losses, those women that are childless or child-free not by choice. And those women who have had losses even after a child's been born. I have a cousin who I will honor in a special way this year. She has lost 2 children in the past 2 years, children in their 20s. And so I will honor and hold space for her. And I will let her maybe reach out to me. I'm not sure if I would reach out to her. I'm not quite sure. But I definitely want to make sure that I recognize and hold space for her. And that's what I will be doing on Mother's Day. I will try to see my mom. She lives a couple hours away, so I will try to see her that day. But I'm not sure, but it will definitely be a day of phone calls and checking in with those who need it, while also celebrating me and myself and my choice. That's what I'll be doing on Mother's Day. Again, this is Rafi with Not a Mama Life podcast.
Hi, my name is Ina, and I am from Panama, Republic of Panama. I am 51 years old, unmarried, I'm an English teacher, and I am childless not by choice. It's been an interesting journey not to have kids. You may or may not know that Latin American culture highly emphasizes the role of mothers. In Panama, Mother's Day is on December 8th, which is in the midst of the holiday season. Panamanians can shop. We go crazy. And Mother's Day being on December, well, it's crazy. We buy a lot of gifts and organize big family reunions. Mother's Day, no matter what day of the week it falls on, December 8th, the day is a national holiday. Nobody works that day. And everybody's celebrating their moms, as they should be, because they have every right to be celebrated. I happily participated in those celebrations for many years. My mom passed away 3 years ago, but my 2 sisters are moms, and I love my nieces and nephews, and most of my friends have kids. I organized my community a few years back at Mi Vida Sin Hijos, which is at My Life Without Children on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I received a response immediately, and it was awesome. A lot of women first from Panama, then from all over the world, have joined because to share this experience of not having kids is interesting. And I have met women who are childless, going through the stages of realizing or accepting that they won't have kids, and also child-free women who are happy and are actually an example to the rest of us. So it's been great. Mother's Day for me was very hard for many years. And the way that worked for me personally was to put my own sadness aside, to be strong that day and celebrate my mom and my sisters and my friends and join in the celebrations because they have every right to be celebrated. And I don't know if that's healthy for everybody, but it really did work for me for many years, in the sense that I realized, okay, I'm not the center of the world. My loss is not everybody's loss, and they have every right to be celebrated. It's a special day. It's once a year, and they have every right to be celebrated and be happy that day. So you do what works for you. If you don't want to be in that environment during that day, don't be. Don't force yourself to be in a situation where you don't want to be. But also you need to be happy and realize that your life is full and it's a long road to walk, but you can get there. So celebrate the day in whatever way you feel is right for you. Thanks a lot, Civilla.
Hey, Civilla. Hello, everybody. I'm Bernice, and I'm from the Full Stop Pod. For Mother's Day, well, I'm actually recording this 2 days before Mother's Day when it falls in the UK, so it's quite apt to be doing that right now with you, because I've been managing the day, or the prelude to the day, for the last couple of weeks. One thing that I've been finding really useful is to email people who are sending through stuff. You know, all those emails that you get promoting things. I've actually sent back a templated email that actually links back to a campaign that we have here in the UK called Thoughtful Marketing. And it's by a company called Bloom and Wild, who are a flower company. So I've been sending things back to companies, a templated email that simply says, I don't wish to receive anything from you for Mother's Day or Father's Day or Grandparents' Day. And here's a link to this campaign by Bloom & Wild called Thoughtful Marketing. You may want to look at this. I don't want to unsubscribe from you, but if that's what you suggest, I may unsubscribe and I may not come back to your mailing list. I found that to be quite empowering because I'm not necessarily saying why I don't want to receive it, that I just don't want to receive it. And if companies haven't listened to me and I've got something else through, then I've unsubscribed. And frankly, that's their problem. Because actually it's quite easy to have databases working for customers and not the other way around. And that, I think, is appalling. I think it's terrible business sense if you have a database and it doesn't work for your customers. So giving companies a flea in their ear, I think, has been really, really empowering this Mother's Day. On the day, I actually limit my exposure to social media, but I also expect other people to do the same for me too. I don't want to listen to their stuff. So today, it's Friday today, and Mother's Day falls on the Sunday. So today I put a post up on Twitter. I've put one on my Facebook page that says, actually, if you want to share this stuff on Facebook, can you just tailor your audience so I don't see this stuff? Because actually that's a nice thing to do. I've also put quite a lot on the Full Stop Pod this year on our social media, empowering people, and I found that to be quite helpful too, because I'll tag anybody on our Facebook page and on our Twitter account if they're being a bit spammy with the emails. I'm quite happy to do that because we need to take control back from this day a little bit. But I also will limit myself on Sunday as well. I probably won't go online. If I do, I'll probably go somewhere where I know is a safe space, in a support group or something like that. And I'll be around just to help people and check in with them if I know that they're going to be struggling. I'm also really careful on the Monday as well, because I know that a lot of people might be catching up with things online. Oh, it was Mother's Day and I got this and I got that. So again, Monday, I'm also really careful with my mental health as well. I also look to other support groups. So, for example, there's a fabulous person in the UK here, Bindisha Shah, who's been doing some meditation work in our community. And I go to her weekly meditation classes, and I found those to be really beneficial too. I'm also going to be catching up with Michael and Sarah from the Full Stop Pod on Sunday morning too, to do admin chat. We'll probably talk about other stuff and have a grumble, probably a bit of a swear, you know what we're like, and a bit of a giggle too. And that's a really nice thing to do, just to make sure that we're all supported too. I think that's really important. So check in with friends that you know are going to be there and going to help you. And depending on where you are in the world, in the UK, we're still in lockdown, so we can't really do very much anyway because of the pandemic. But if you are allowed to go out and socialise, then say no. If you don't want to do it, say no. If you can manage that and you feel okay with saying that, then that's okay too. Or arrange something for another day, the next weekend if you need to. That's okay too. Respect your feelings. I hope that's really helpful. And I hope everyone stays safe, stays well, and you all have a empowering time.
Hi, I'm Yvonne John. I'm an author of Dreaming of a Life Unlived. I'm an activist and blogger at Finding My Plan B. And I can also be found on Facebook at Dreaming of a Life Unlived. So Mother's Day or Mothering Sunday can be such a triggering day for us who do not have children. It's the day when mothers, as we know, are celebrated. And when you're not a mum, it can be really difficult to be in that space. And I think a lot of women that I know that are childless tend to call it Other Day. And it's a day for celebrating ourselves. For me, the way I have managed it is to give myself permission to do what I need to do to look after myself on that day. So there's things like coming off of social media. Sometimes I plan massages for the day. This year I sent myself flowers and I got them delivered. So I normally would go to a shop and buy myself flowers. This year I decided I'm going to have them delivered to my door. And the excitement of the doorbell ringing and me opening the door to a driver and having them hand me this box of flowers was just so enlightening. I just loved it. And then putting the flowers into a vase and displaying them in my house. I felt so special. And it was a lovely experience. What I would also do as well is I celebrate the other women in my life who also don't have children, but who have been mothering figures to me. So I always send them cards that would say, to someone who is like a mum to me, because I think celebrating our inner selves, our mothering natures, the mother within, is such an important aspect in all of this. Even sending flowers to my childless friends as well, to honour them on the day. It's so, all of this it's such a nurturing experience because we are mothering our inner child. And I think it's so important to give ourselves permission to put ourselves first on that day. So it's plan, give ourselves permission, and also be around other women who understand, because we can all celebrate not only ourselves, but each other. And I think these are my tips into managing Mothering Sunday or Mother's Day.
Hi, my name's Sarah and I represent 1/3 of the Full Stop podcast. We're a podcast that cover all the topics and subjects that our community will chime with. I've been asked to sort of talk about how I manage on Mother's Day, what I do. So I'm a qualified counsellor and I'm a big advocate for being responsibly selfish. So what do I mean by that? I mean, basically, I will take the time to acknowledge and celebrate my own mum, but it will be done at a distance. I won't be involved in any sort of going out to restaurants or things like that, because for me, it's not something that I can really sit there comfortably with and feel that actually I'm looking after myself by putting myself through that. So it's at a distance. I also advocate sort of taking self-care, and that will be different for everyone. So for me, it means getting out for long walks, going out for a run, exercise, not watching telly, not getting involved in social media, because as you can imagine, that is absolutely crammed with stuff to do with Mother's Day. And it's really just sort of doing what I need to do to look after myself emotionally, physically, and mentally. And that I will sum up as being responsibly selfish. And for you, it will be different. It will be whatever you need to do to keep yourself feeling comfortable. So yeah, I mean, it is really all about focusing in on yourself and being responsibly selfish. So if you want to find the Full Stop podcast, you can listen to us on our website at www.thefullstoppod.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Full Stop Podcast. So take care of yourself and obviously be responsibly selfish and do whatever you need to do to look after you.
Hi, this is Jodie, the founder of Gateway Women, and I'd like to wish you a very happy Mother's Day. Now, I know the word happy and Mother's Day don't always sit together really very well. Certainly for me, in the years that I was trying to conceive and hoping to have children, and in those dreadful, heartbreaking years afterwards when I was coming to terms with my childlessness, Mother's Day was one of the most difficult days in the year. And for me, quite frankly, it was a complicated day already because of a very fraught relationship with my own mother. One of the things that I longed for in having children of my own was going to be to have a chance to have a different experience of being a mother compared to how I was mothered, to do things differently with my own kids. And this is something that many of us feel, and it's another one of the kind of collateral losses of our grief, another aspect of our disenfranchised grief, which is not seen and not recognised and not validated by others. But I see you on this day, on this complicated day, with all of the messaging that's coming at you from the media and on social media and from friends and from family, the encouragement to celebrate other mothers in your life. Well, today I would like to ask you to celebrate the mother in you. Whether you have had children or not, if you longed for them with the passion that I and so many other people did, there is a big mother's heart in you. And she is looking for validation and she is looking for expression in this world. And I would encourage you to see that part of yourself and honour it. Because mothering is a verb, not a noun. And there is so much in the world that needs loving, that needs nurturing, that needs mothering, that needs you, your unique contribution to the world. You were born childless. You are sacred and worthy. And being childless as an adult does not take that away. Your contribution, your heart, your mothering love is needed in this world. And today, on Mother's Day, I see you, I honour you, and I honour the mother in you.
So, what did you think? I hope those beautiful voices were a source of encouragement as you make your way through Mother's Day. Whenever that is for you, by the way. I mean, I had no idea Mother's Day was in December in Panama. Christmas and Mother's Day in 1 month, in the same month? Wow. Well, Mother's Day is in May here in the U.S. It is a doubly tough month for me, as this year will be 2 years since I lost my beloved mommy. Her birthday was in March. So March is her birthday, and then she leaves us 2 months later, 3 days before Mother's Day. I know I'm probably hitting all types of triggers right now, and it is not my intention to cause triggers and tears. But I want to remind you that we are all on this journey. There are differences. Yes, some of you do not or did not have a great relationship with your mothers. Some of you are married without children. Like me, some of you are single and childless. I mean, the list can go on. But the bottom line is this. Your journey, your path, your childlessness does not affect your worth. It never has, and it never will. You are worthy. Your path is worthy. Your journey is worthy. So hold your head up, look straight ahead. Do not look to the left or the right, because that's when you start comparing yourself with others. Look straight ahead. Keep walking on that path. Stay on that journey. And happy Mother's Day.